it's a little out there. I mean, we got the taco meat out right now. It's as being a man of the cloth, even though I don't 100% walk the straight way because of course
You
God didn't. I'm gonna leave it up there. I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna leave it up there so we can be able to indulge in it. Let's go. It might be controversial, but I think it's something that we need to talk about, not in the sense of any type of hatred or any type of disgust for any group of people, but I think it's something that we need to talk about because it's going towards the view for our kids, our future kids, and it's messing with my money. So, or other people, a lot of people money,
Respect.
you know.
Respect.
So when it comes to a little bit, when it comes to my money and what type of freedom I have and how I'm able to move when it comes to my world, I think it starts to get to to something that we need to discuss as men in our community. I came across. Becoming more of a money guy, and thanks to my boys here, especially Paul, I've been looking at a lot more stocks and learning, and trying to see where I need to diversify my money and put it here and put it there, and I'm trading and I'm doing all types of stuff. So I look at the news, the Yahoo Finance every morning. I look at different forex stuff, bricks, all that as far as finances. So I came across it gave me an alert the last few days that Target, their stock has been going down. And it's like I'm like, okay. I mean, and I try to figure out, wow, why it did that. Right. So looking over it, as y'all see where it's at right now, the state of our world. Y'all didn't see before Budweiser took a big hit. I don't know if y'all saw. It was probably. Are y'all able to see that screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, all right.
Target up right now.
Can see it. Yeah. At first it was Bud Light. They had somebody come up and they sponsored it, and a lot of people weren't looking that way, and of course Budweiser dropped a lot of money. Their stocks went down because they chose to sponsor someone of, how can I say, a creative lifestyle. And me, a while back, I got into a little bit of a Target. I got some money in there. And looking over when I woke up in the morning, the other day, Target dropped down 25% because they chose to have certain type of clothes in their stores.
Right.
Some not so good kind, if I want to say that. If I don't think, I think maybe I could be able to pull some. It's kind of, I'm not 100% with it. So it's a mixture. I think it's a warfare that we got going on where it's either you like something, if you don't like it, then it's getting banned, and then it messes up a little bit of money when it comes to people.
Literally, it mess up a lot.
A lot. I mean, yeah. Thanks for you saying that. I'm trying to walk light, as you see.
Trying to be politically correct, but we already
I'm trying to be. So I'm trying to change, Trey. I'm trying to change.
You gotta give them to the raw sometimes.
Yeah, and that's not the only one. Are y'all able to see the different tabs that come up? Do I still have what I have on there right now? Okay. Okay, you had it. Let's see. We got a little something like this. They got the babies. They got the babies doing it now. They got the babies going on there. It's spreading a lot to a lot of places. Even when it comes to, we got North Face jumping in, their stock is starting to go down because people are not liking it. And the last one, which I it kind of surprised me. It's, it's,
Nike.
it's, it's
Yo, what's up, FMF Mob? What's good, yo? Hey, I want to thank y'all for all the subscribers that we got. We clicked over 100 subscribers, but we looking, man, we need more support. So y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button at the bottom. Make sure you like the videos and keep showing us support. Y'all take care.
it's a little out there. I mean, we got the taco meat out right now. It's, as being a man of the cloth, even though I don't 100% walk the straight way, because of course God didn't. I'm gonna leave it up there. I'm gonna leave it up there so we can be able to indulge in it. As a man that walks a certain path, it's hard for me to talk to speak my words on, because of course we're not all perfect. We can't always throw judgment on everything, because we all are not perfect. But when does it come to a line where we're able to speak up for what we believe, and there's a line that we be able to turn the cheek? Because when it starts to get into my money, and I wake up in my portfolio looking like it's getting down because some people don't like certain views, I don't like that. That's when I started to wake up on it, because honestly, that stuff is like, it's their life and they do their own thing, and it don't pay no attention to me, because I see it. You live your life, you do your thing. But like I said, when it gets to my money, I don't like that kind of stuff. So now I'm a little in it.
So it's more so, but you got like two sides of the pendulum here. You got people, because of course I've been in this conversation off camera quite a few times. Um, so a lot of people say just ignore it. If it doesn't bother you, it doesn't affect you, then why do you even have an opinion and stuff like that. The reason why uh, men need to speak up about certain topics is because the people who don't know any better, the people who don't know left from right, right or wrong, what other options there are, it's hard to go against this promotion. This is promotion. This is what I was talking about back with toxic masculinity. And like when it comes to promoting certain things, like I don't have a problem with anybody wanting to be comfortable in their skin. Be you. I got LGBTQ clients. That's it's mindset with people, and it's all love. The problem comes with the promotion and the cancel culture, and you can't say no. Like
Yeah.
everything doesn't have to be all inclusive, and that's where we're that's where we're starting to get even more. Because even when it comes to, because I know how people think, they come up with, well, you say that about racism. Well, a lot of people say segregation did us more, was better for us than integration. Integration did more harm. So I mean, when it comes to these types of things, man, it's just having more knowledge. A lot of people, if you ask me, a lot of people don't have true knowledge of self. Gay and all of the other letters has become more of a trend. And I see it as like a lot of people that get into, because I grew up around gangs and sets and hoods and stuff, and a lot of people didn't want to claim a set for what it stood for. They wanted to claim a set to be included, to be supported, to be protected. Now you go with this, anybody, anything. I'm talking about corporations are getting shut down. Multi-million dollar companies are losing stock and all of that stuff because of certain promotion or certain, like it's very strong. So a lot of
Yeah.
people jump on the bandwagon just to have that protection. Just to have that
Dang,
protection.
that's different. I ain't think about that. Yeah.
There's a lot of people. I really tap into the mental. Like some people say they was born. Yeah, no, you don't. No, you don't. I don't see that. And who laughing?
Yeah. Who laughing?
I'm listening to Trey. I'm listening to Trey right now.
Some people say that they was born that way, and that's not true. It's the same instance of talent. Oh, that's natural born talent. No, it's something that you've been doing for so long, repeatedly, that it comes natural to you. You know, so it's something that you had to, that you liked, that you focused on for so long that that's what it's supposed to be. It's not your natural born. So I always like to tap into the mental if we can have those type of discussions. And I'm talking about with those of this culture. Um, but even more so when it starts to affect the money and the stuff in the economy, I think it's overly promoted, overly supported. If you're gonna be you, be you. You don't have to be in the closet. I don't care what you wear outside as much. I mean, like it's like you're free. Be you, do you. But I don't like the it's like enforcement of this is like it's in your face everywhere on everything.
Like
Like
you have to like it. You
you
have
have
to.
you
You can't
have
you can't get no
you
choice.
have no choice. You have to like you have to support it. If you don't, you hate it. Like all of that is too extreme. Like I don't hate you because you got on a one piece, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not paying attention to you. You know what I'm saying? Your skin ass. I ain't paying attention to you, but I don't hate you. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. And then we can go. We can keep going. But it's just not for me. Like you cool with sucking dick. I don't want that.
Damn.
Trey going in. Yeah, look, I want to take a. I'm gonna take a different approach to it. Where first
Well,
off,
I just want to ask one question. Y'all when we put the taco meat down, or y'all want to keep it up there?
like, I
I
can't
I
even
go
see it.
I go
I
take
can't
it
even see
down
it right now.
personally.
So I think you can go ahead and take it down, bro.
I just want to make sure y'all were cool with that. I ain't want to, you know.
Your point was made.
Yeah. So I want to take this. So he brought up the financial aspect, and I want to take it to the financial aspect. That's very interesting to me. I saw something about Target and about they stock going down and everything, but I didn't take the time to really look into it and everything. But for me, if that's what's happening in the financial people, and this is not financial advice for anybody out there, but if you see that's kind of like what's happening right now as an investor, if you see somebody, I guess, expanding into that market, then that's going to kind of tell you what's going on. Far as it might be time to like pull out your money, and I'm only speaking from a financial aspect. I'm not even talking about what your thoughts are on that the LGBTQ community and everything like that. Just from a financial point of view, if that's how the market is going, because you said it said something similar happened to Budweiser too.
But
Was that what?
Yeah,
Cause I
I
had a tough
think
time reading it.
Budweiser dropped. I think about 20%. They couldn't even give away their beer when that thing.
Oh, it sounded like you went out, G.
the mic went out.
Hear
Your
me?
mic went out.
Hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Go ahead. You said they dropped 20%.
Yeah, about 20, and then the Target one that I was in, that it dropped down on my app. It dropped down 26.4%.
So,
That's a lot within a couple of days of that drop of them clothes
heck
that came
yeah,
out.
that's a
That's a
lot in the
lot.
stock
That's messing
market,
with my
yo.
money, man. And I'm trying to
So
put. Yeah, I want to get my family straight one day, and I ain't like that.
But that's just telling you the thoughts of the investors and what, because people don't realize how much emotional investing go into what people invest in. You know what I'm saying? Most
Yeah,
people like to invest in what they know or what they like. You know what I'm saying? Or what other people are doing. It's real kind of easy. I ain't gonna say easy, but most of the people investing comes from either what somebody told them or things they like or things they heard. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere along that range. So
Right.
what that's letting people know is that companies that are, I guess, becoming more inclusive, it seemed like, and I'm gonna keep my eye on that now that you brought that up, G.
Mm-hmm.
People are starting to speak out with their money now
Mm.
when it comes to how they feel about certain things. Because I was trying to think, it was some company. I think it was Nike a couple of years back with the Colin Kaepernick thing, when he was like this
yeah,
future athlete and he was on there like, and Nike was kind of standing with him. Nike stock dropped down. You know what I'm saying? So people kind of tell you now. I will say, Target is going to bounce back more than likely. You
yeah.
know
They'll
what
be
I'm saying?
back.
Like
Yeah, it's Target too
Target is going
big,
to
man.
bounce back more than likely. But so this might not financial advice, but we always say buy the dips, sell at the highs. So that's just a little piece of advice right there. But but people are starting to speak with their wallets now, man. And I'm not even getting into my opinion yet, but it's just when people feel like stuff is maybe against their morals or against what they believe is right, that's usually what they do. Some type of boycott happens, man. And so for the financial aspect, even if it's like Black Lives Matter or something like that, and something like this happened with Black Lives Matter movement, I would tell people you might want to be aware of what's going on as far as the financial aspect in regards to like, yo, like what's going on. And that's why it's so important to and that's good job on you, G, as far as like reading up on that type of stuff, man, because that's gonna put people ahead of the curve. Because now you see what's kind of going on out here. So any other stuff, if you see any other marketing campaigns similar to this, man, and you might be invested in something, you might be like, hey, you know what? It might be a time to, pull out, and maybe I'll just buy back down at the low and wait for it to spring back up. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of take that financial approach because I thought that was
What
very interesting. Because I'm really surprised. I would have thought it would have went the other way, but I
Yep.
think what's happening is people are, I guess, when it comes to the promotion of it, people are like, you know what, like, hey, I'm not going to support that. I'm going to take my money and put it with something else that I support. So
Yeah.
I thought that was very interesting, yo. I'm gonna do so a little bit more research on that too.
On top of
Before I say my speech on it, you can go ahead, Wes. I was gonna say one more thing about it, but I know you may have something that you want to say to the people.
Oh no, you good, you good. I was just gonna add one little thing just on what Paul was saying was we also have to look at Target also was very, very high at one point too, though. It was on a real trend for a
Mm-hmm.
while. So it going down that percentage, yes, it's a bit of a correction based off of the emotion like he brought up, but also it also is a bit of a correction based off of the trend that is on. So it's
Mm-hmm.
we just like with Adidas, when you brought up Adidas, that ad, the
Yeah,
same way that
Adidas.
they
Yeah.
walked away from Yeezy, then they turned around and doubled back. We can't get emotional when it comes to this because at the same time, as things adjust, people are going to put their money back. We also got to
Mm-hmm.
realize that housing is at a point where people are not paying their mortgage, people are not paying their car payments, so they're not shopping necessarily at Target as much as they were as well, but there are still people shopping there. The money still has to go somewhere. It's just not necessarily going into retail as much. Like even Walmart is having layoffs. So department stores are feeling a effect of what the economy was going on prior to this event, but this event just shows that as they integrate this, how are people going to adjust as
Mm-hmm.
the market does change? this is going to actually, this, like I said, some people are going to test right now, because while things are so skeptical, while the market is so sideways, people are going to test things to see how people feel, and then later on we'll see this becomes the norm, because now we realize that this is a culture or a demographic that is feeding us. We can't lose that. The same way with Yeezy, they can't just lose that billion. They can't just lose that demographic of people because of a certain comment that was made, or a certain advertisement that is made, or a certain clothing that is made. They have to look at the bottom line and say, I got to still get those million of people, those billions of people, excuse me.
I like it. I like it. I like it. What do you, but like you said, it's well, no, I'll start brand new. For having the, I know it's a trend, like Trey said, and from my observation, even though I don't have the statistics and I don't know everybody in the world, of course, I would still think that that community is such a small percentage of everybody in the world. I think I make a guess on that, of course. So why do you think that companies now are so fixated and so trying to put a magnifying glass on a small percentage of people in the world?
Sensationalism.
Mm.
Say it again.
Sensationalism. It's polarizing. When you talk about emotions or fear mongering or anything, whenever there is a problem, you got to go to a minority to get people to get attention to it. So when you think about, let's say, Black Lives Matter, to a degree, they advertise as if we're a minority. So let's feed this particular polarizing event in order to capitalize later. Let's now see, like you said, it's a small demographic, but we know that they have a loud attention grab. So let's feed into it in order to get some type of emotional feed that's either going to up the market or down the market. So you got to realize, an investor, you got people that just short the market. So some people like that it dropped 25% because they came up. But then you got some people who's looking for the long haul. They wanted to keep going up, but nothing is always going to do that. But there's sellers and there's buyers. So you got to look at it from both sides as well. That people, sensationalize. They wanted to lose.
And I would probably say that if things continue to go this route, that small minority is going to keep growing. It's just going to keep growing. So I would say maybe as a business person, they might be like, yo, if we get in good now, we could be the go-to for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, far as, like, I'm just thinking, like, as a business, they might try to play on it, like, just like with the Black Lives Matter, man. I never saw so much Black Lives Matter stuff all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like, when you think business, they thinking of money. That's what they thinking about. And they like, yo, who how can we expand our target consumers? And I think that's what's probably coming on in place, man. And if everything continue like this, it's going to be other companies that end up following suit with it.
Unfortunately, yeah, that is. Where did they go?
Yeah, somebody
Unfortunately,
just said,
that lost my train of thought. I don't like that aspect of business though. Like that's why I like the entrepreneurial side because you can set the standards for your company, your business. You can bring your morals, your principles along, and you can set the groundwork and the foundation for what you stand on instead of just riding the trend and whatever sells, sells. I don't like selling anything to anybody. I can't sell you a motorcycle if you don't have no legs. You know what I mean? I can't do something that's it's immoral to me. It's unethical, and not to say that following this is, but a lot of the trends, a lot of the stuff. I mean, even when it comes to like TikTok dances and challenges and stuff like that, a lot of the stuff like you see is like it's not benefiting nobody. Yeah, it's in the sake of fun, but you can really hurt yourself. You can really hurt yourself on some of these things. So it's like a lot of companies following the money, just following the money, it usually leads to unethical decisions.
but this the slippery. But the the part about that is like when you think about business, you don't not include other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, because my thought, I love everybody. My main mission is for how do we as a black community thrive.
Yeah,
That's my number one thing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's what my focus is. And the people that's under that umbrella is fall into that. I mean, I love all people. Like, I want all people to thrive, but in particular for me, how do we improve our black community, and how do we help the people of the black community? And so, when it comes to business, man, I can't say it's hard to say because I'm not going to turn away anybody from the LGBTQ community from doing business with them. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
if they, if if another company is, I guess, promoting, but they promote to everybody. They promote the kids. They promote the men, women. You know what I'm saying? So they subconsciously they promote black and white. You know what I'm saying? Like they got all this stuff. These big companies got their marketing down to a science. Like they know exactly what they're doing. So it's like it's a tough situation for me because I understand it's business. And in regard to business, for most people, they try to think of the profit margin. So
Yeah, but when do you? I mean, I understand where you're coming from, and we have to be inclusive. I agree with that. We have to love everybody. I love everybody on earth because God said if you don't love everybody, then you don't love Him. So
Mm-hmm.
I love everybody on earth. But like I said at the beginning, and I tried to introduce this topic, then when when do we as a society or people with certain beliefs or even as a man stand up for what is right or what is wrong? Not saying that this is wrong because everybody has their own opinion, but I know what's right and what needs to be done for even a civilization to progress in life. And if a certain, even if one thing as far as alphabet people were all on Earth, I don't even think that we could be able to make kids. So when do we as a people put the have to be exclusive to everybody? When do we put that down and be like, all right, this is just wrong? When
but so
do
but
we get
if
to a
we
point
talk,
where we be able to say that something is wrong?
but I guess when you're talking business, you gotta look at your own business. Are you gonna make that stand on your own business? You know what I'm saying? Like
Or you say it's like
that,
individual on like they business, they make their own stand?
yeah. And for
Okay.
me, I like I said, like I'm never gonna turn down. Like I'm not gonna turn down anybody from any community or anything, as long as it's respect there amongst both parties. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's hard for me to tell another business how
I
to
mean,
run their
no, I mean you
business.
can't say that. No, you would discriminate against some certain groups. I think you would.
You think I would not do business with them?
Yeah, like to say if not. No, I'm not saying you said a certain group. Like it has. It depends on the certain group you would not do business with. You wouldn't do with
And like I said, as long as there's respect there, there's this personal respect there, I would do business with them. Like I got all different cultures and kinds of clients. And because I respect them as a human being. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got
yeah.
their right to live how they want to live. So long as we can do business together and you got respect for me and I got respect for you, like it's no problem doing business. And that's where for me, that's cause I understand I get where y'all coming from because it feel like y'all saying it feel like it's been pushed and overly promoted. And I get that. I guess in business, though, when it comes to this business and this topic right here, I would say Is this something I would how I is the promotion done how I would do it? No, I would say
This is
that
what I.
it's not
This is
how
what
I
I.
would do. It's not how I would do the promotion, but also and it might not be my style, but I understand why they did that. I understand why they went that way. I understand it because that's a strong, even though it's a minority, how it's how things have been going and how that community has grown over time. Man, that's a market people want to market to, and you get and that's why I said I was so surprised by how that the price dropped. But to me, I understand it because not everybody agrees with those views and everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Target price like they sales and stuff might went up, but the people that invest in it, I see now, man, that like Wes said, it's other things that play too. Because I think a lot of
Let me let
the
me
market has gone down, but I think that do play. I think that seemed like it plays a factor in it too.
you can hear me, Paul?
Yeah,
Let me ask you a question. So does for you having a business go for everybody, for us being in the public world where if we say anything that it may affect our business and how we move in life and how we make our money, if there was no way that if you could say what you want to say on your mind and you would not be affected financially, would you say it?
say what? Like say, say that question again.
Like I know there's a fine line. There's a fine line. I know that because we're businessmen and we can't say certain things not just because of YouTube, but for us to stay financially stable in this world of ours because we can't say everything. The cancel culture and whatnot. If
Hmm.
that wasn't a factor and you had a way that you can say what you wanted to say honestly without being financially, hurt, would you be able to say it?
I think he is saying what he would say. What I say is,
Yeah,
you don't take risks. You know what I'm saying? So if you want, if you want, what I'm seeing is this is my thoughts. The type of businesses that we have, it doesn't matter your sexual orientation.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it can be inclusive. We don't. I don't care. What your sexual orientation is. I'm not coming to you based off of your sex. I'm coming to you mindset, fitness, finance. It's not based off of your sexual preference.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that are though are the ones that we have problems with, and that's usually entertainment, music, and which is entertainment, and like clothing. And when you start putting it on the children don't know no better. And that's when it starts to affect the community. Like, I think sex across the board shouldn't be promoted until you're, able to have sex. You should be mid-teens and up. That's when you should start having sexual conversations
We
and
preach.
decisions
Yeah, we sounding good now, Trey. Yeah, yeah.
versus that's what I was talking about when it comes to the promotion. So when it comes to business, um, we didn't base none of our businesses off of something that could be attacked through sexual orientation. Now, I agree that we shouldn't be able to be canceled when it comes to anything that we stand on that we may disagree with. Anything like that, anything personal, you wouldn't want anything of your personal to affect your business. But that's why we spoke on it on one of our previous episodes. You want to control everything, own nothing. So if Pratt was getting sued, AIM was good, or vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tight. So we got a comment. Let me see. Say I would say this, and Trey know how I deal with
So as
the.
far as my question I gave to Paul, what would you say?
I would say the same thing I'm pretty much saying now. Because
Okay.
do I would is it a lot of promotion of it? I in my opinion, it is. But I also think it's a lot of promotion of regular over sexualized in general. So
True. True.
it, to me, it meant what the, like I understand the child aspect of it, but that's where the parenting come in at. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I feel like that parenting come in, where you sit down, you have the conversation with the child, and you tell them what your morals and your beliefs are, and the morals that you want to instill with the family. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
because you can say the same thing. We say the same thing about the gang culture and stuff like that, and with rap music. That come down to having those conversations with your kids and everything as well.
Yeah.
So, it, are those influences? Absolutely, those are all influences. But
Right.
with the
That's
children part, man, it really come down to the parenting, and that's why I'm really big on having the the black family, the husband and the wife together, and if y'all not together, a strong co-parenting relationship, so y'all
yeah.
can instill what y'all want to instill in your children, and hopefully they take that and they build upon that. So, from my thought process is like how
I
I
mean,
feel about.
you kind of split things right there, Paul.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it was perfect. No, I agree with everything you. I agree 100%, especially what you said the last part. I mean, 100%. You know my deal when it comes to that. Build better communities. It build better men. It
Absolutely.
build better women.
So,
I
so,
think
for,
yeah.
so for me, my focus is not on that community. My focus is on building up that
Eventually.
strong the family unit that 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 I grew up in. You know what I'm saying? And that I felt like worked for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I understand how this world working right now. You know, and I respect how the world working. I'm just focused on doing it and building up the type of family structure for my family, and then my goal is just to help everybody in all different races, uh, all different genders and different races. But my focus is on the black community. I'm diving deep into that and creating and having strong families, man. So that's the way I view it, man. Because I respect everybody, man. I love everybody, and whatever people feel like gotta work for them, that's what work for them. I just choose to focus on what my mission and my purpose is.
All right. So listen,
And I want to make a quick record too for everybody that's listening. We got a guest on, so our thoughts and our opinions have no reflection on our guests. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
yeah, we know that. Everybody say their own
but I
words
want to
in
make
there.
sure. I want to make sure it's clear because this is a touchy subject. You know what I'm saying? This is a
right.
touchy subject, and for Wes to come on and rock with us, man, I want to make sure that you know, however people feel about how we feel about the topic, that it's not put on to him because he just coming on. He didn't know what the topic was going to be and all of that stuff. So I just want to make sure that's clear as well too.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
But if I could chime in just briefly,
Yeah.
as far as doing business, I just feel like at the end of the day, we have to create, like Paul saying, we have to create our own standard for business. If we're measuring our standard of business to other cultures, then we're always going to be disappointed when other cultures do things that we don't like. But once we create our own standard for what we believe is actually beneficial for us, we're going to, like you said, the media, the clothing, the all these outlets we can control, then at that point we're not concerned with Adidas is doing, we're not concerned with
Mhm.
such and such is doing. We're only concerned with the images that we're conditioning our people for, not what is being projected on us. And until then, at that point we're always going to be succumbing to that. So we can't be emotional, like we go back to, we can't be emotional about what other cultures are doing. We have to study it and then make the appropriate decisions that still can be beneficial with us within that system.
There we go.
I like that. I like that.
Like how he can like encompass
Yeah,
all of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, that was good, man. That was good, Wes. That was good.
Exactly, exactly. I just wanted to ask some questions so this can start, the conversation. When people role play this, I mean they replay this, they can ask certain questions of themselves and see what they think about it, And I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but this can create a lot of talks at the bar, at the basketball, at the basketball court for people, men to talk about what they think about it. Because I still think in this world, the a man's opinion is being shut down a lot more quicker than a lot of people. So we need to be able to have a platform where it's okay to talk about it, not out of hate, not out of any judgment, but it's okay for you to talk about it. Talking about it don't create hatred. That's
Right.
my full frame. So let's talk about it don't mean I hate it.
Hmm.
Like I said, inclusion isn't for everything. I mean, they still ain't even got plus size everywhere. So it's not for everything and everybody. You don't have to jump on the bandwagon for all the stuff. And you don't
Right.
have to, when it comes to shopping and entertainment, people are persuaded to change their identity, change themselves to fit in with
Yeah.
what's trendy and stuff. So I see that a lot. So I want to encourage a lot of people to just focus on you. Focus on you, what you want, self discovery, self awareness is everything. And
Do
invest your
you
money.
think do you think with this type of promotion, not just that part, but as far as like what Paul said with his sexuality and all this stuff, but you can see all this stuff in the palm of your hands on your phone and stuff like that. Do you think for our future is going to have a lot of effect on our kids?
It already has. All of the suicide, depression, and anxiety, all of that is within high school and middle school. It's
Yeah.
more so, is I think it said it's 73% more effective for them than it is for the adults. All of this is happening in school, man. It already is affecting them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we definitely got to put in
'Cause
some more.
we were that generation, man. Because we all can talk in the same point. We were of that generation. We're getting closer to that older generation. We're the millennials. In school, we didn't have no cell phones and the internet in our pocket and nothing like that. We
Not
didn't
like,
have you could just click a button and just see just titties everywhere on the TV screen and all that stuff. We didn't have that stuff. So I'm just curious for a kid to see so much. And as a kid, we're sponges, man. I can still remember some of the stuff that happened to me at 10, 11, 12 years old. So I can
Right.
imagine what these kids are seeing stuff like so fast. You can see things, you can see titties, you can see somebody get killed, you can see the gay person, you can see this, you can see that. And we don't even know the effects what's going to happen to our kids in 10,
I,
15, 20 years from now.
what's happening, man, I think people getting desensitized, man. Like sex, the act of sex is not considered as valuable or as meaningful as like, you know what I'm saying? Like at least for me, when I was young and I started having sex, like I was like, this is it was like a thing, you know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
You know
Amazing.
what I'm saying? Like, like you finally got it and all that stuff, man, and things like that. And, and even after a while, like, I don't know, man. It feels like things are getting desensitized, man. We don't, like we talked about earlier with the suicides and all of that stuff, man. We don't even look at each other the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, the rate we killing each other right now is crazy. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? And we see it on TV so much, we don't even really take time to process. Like, like every day you look on TV, probably like 10 people then got killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even take the time out to think about that. And I think the other part is with the over sexualized, and maybe we ain't gonna get too deep on it right now, but maybe this is
right.
a topic for another time. But I think it's really it it's lowering the value of the women. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And I
Yeah,
think
man.
we just look at them
yeah,
as just sex stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Instead of somebody we could build and grow, and this is the future mother of my child. You know what I'm saying?
Object.
And so it's we lose. It's really desensitizing and a lot of stuff, man. And to be honest, in my viewpoint, man, a lot of we gotta say we gonna have to talk later. We gonna save it for that because I gotta get off at 9, yo. So like I think it's gonna take it to a whole other thing. But in regards to that, I would say it's desensitizing. It's desensitizing us, man. We losing the value amongst people. and the value that we bring to one another, and the value that we bring within ourselves, for real.
The value of life in general. That's what Mr. West was speaking on when we was talking about brotherhood. Is if you don't value life in general, then how can you value someone else's life? So it's easy to take. It's easy to take a life. It's easy to, want to be the gangster, whatever that image is. It's easy to pull up a gun or threaten somebody, want to fight all the time. All of that anger and aggression. When you don't value life the same way, it's easy to attack.
Right.
Attack, man. So yeah, man. We just need to instill that. Like we need to value life more. If people value life more, there wouldn't be as much mental health issues. There wouldn't be as much abuse. There wouldn't be as much violence. I don't think if people value life more. Is
I
that
agree
agree?
100% on that.
Makes
I agree
sense.
100%.
Makes sense. I'm sorry, guys. My camera done went out on me.
You good,
Yeah.
bro. You
Hey,
good.
hey, I think that's good though, man. I think that's a good stopping point for us anyway, man. We dived into a lot today. So
Yeah, we did.
we dived
We got
into
it
a lot.
a whole lot.
Yeah. But
I appreciate
with that,
y'all, man.
oh no problem, man. With that being said, man, we want to thank Mr. West. I am Mr. West for joining us on this live and
Really
everything, man.
appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him, show him some support, show him some love.
Right.
When we drop this, we'll make sure we have his information and everything down there. And with that being said, man, that's it for this episode, man. I hope y'all enjoyed, man. I hope y'all think and listen and if you feel free, man, don't hesitate to reach out to us as well too. So with
And to
that being
close,
said, man,
before we head
go ahead.
out, I have, if you check out the AIM YouTube, we have a playlist of videos specifically for mental health awareness. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. Let's get your mindset right. Tap in with me, AIM, Always Improving the Mind, also with Mr. West. We're both in the mindset realm. The Silent Conversations podcast, all of the banks and stuff will be included. And we just love all of y'all for coming in. Love yourselves. Okay, love life, be appreciative, be grounded in gratitude, and stay up with each other. Okay.
All right, man. Hey,
Yes,
that's a
sir.
great way to end it, yo. Hey, everybody take care, man. Peace.
Peace.
All right.